My name is Emily Sumner with Sumner Immigration Law, and today I'd like to talk about what happens if your employment-based I-485 green card application is still pending with USCIS. There are two possible scenarios. One is that your priority date is no longer current, that it has retrogressed. The fiscal year for USCIS ended September 30th. The new year started October 1st. It's possible that your priority date retrogressed, meaning that there is not a green card available for your particular category. The other possibility is that the priority date is current. If your priority date has retrogressed, meaning there is not a green card available in your particular category starting in October of 2022 or in any given month in the future, USCIS will hold your case in abeyance. That means they will put aside the case and then pull it again once the priority date is closer to becoming current. They will transfer the case, or they may transfer the case to a different service center. So you may receive a message from USCIS saying that they are transferring the case to a different service center. That's simply for storage reasons or so that they can make room for other cases. That's not reason for alarm. Likewise, USCIS will continue to adjudicate any pending benefits associated with that filing. So for example, if you have filed for a work permit or a travel document, whether it's the initial filing or an extension, they will continue to process those even though your priority date is not current. Otherwise, they'll put the case aside and they'll pull it again once the priority date becomes current or is closer to becoming current. If your priority date is still current, then USCIS will continue to process your case even though the fiscal year has ended. In either case, clients are asking, how long will it be? How long do I have to wait? The answer is, it depends. So there are two things that you have to wait for. One is you have to wait for the priority date to become current again. When I say you have to wait for the priority date to become current, I mean current per the final action dates in the visa bulletin. Once the date is current per the final action dates, the other thing you have to wait for is for USCIS to process the case. Typically, USCIS will pre-work a case. That means that they will look at the case, make sure they have all of the documentation that's required in order to adjudicate the case once the priority date is current. A lot of times when the priority date is current or just before they think it might become current, USCIS will send a request for evidence asking for updated medical exams or possibly a form I-485J to confirm that the job opportunity that you filed for still exists, or that you have transferred to the same or similar position and that you still qualify for the I-485. So it's possible that you will receive a second RFE or another RFE, or an RFE if you haven't received one yet, for your filing closer to the time that the priority date becomes current. If your case has a priority date that is current, then again, you don't have to wait, obviously, for the priority date to become current, but you do have to wait for USCIS to process the case. You can check USCIS processing times online. If you just Google USCIS processing times, a USCIS.gov website should pop up, and you can search by the form number, which is the I-485, and where your case is pending. The trick is you may not know exactly where it's pending. It may be sent to a field office, a local office for adjudication, and you don't necessarily know which one that is. In general, we're seeing that cases are taking anywhere between 6 months and 2+ years. I know that information is not helpful, but that's what we're seeing right now. But the answer is, for how long it's going to take, you have to wait for the priority date to become current, and no one can predict that with great accuracy, but you can look at the visa bulletin to get an idea, and you have to wait for USCIS to process the case. In the meantime, USCIS will continue to adjudicate the benefits, such as the advanced parole and the employment authorization document if you applied for those. I hope this information is helpful. Please like this video, share it with other people, follow the channel for more content.